So everyone, I got Enrique from Personal Titan Corporation here, and welcome to the Business Expo.
Thank you.
So why don't you introduce yourself to the audience?
I'm Enrique Gonzalez Novello. I'm an executive coach, serial entrepreneur, warrior dad, full-time husband, very, very busy, very grateful to be here.
Love it. Tell me more about Warrior Dad.
I've been, people talk about how difficult parenthood is, how challenging it is, and absolutely is. The real challenge is keeping the other parts of your life active and growing.
Yes.
While you're also doing your job as a parent.
Yeah, because it's a double job to do it right.
Absolutely.
So, well, tell me a little bit about your business and like what kind of businesses you help.
I work mostly with small business owners, executive and professionals.
Okay.
Like high stress job, professionals.
High stress job. All right. Tell us maybe someone you helped and the result of what came out of it, so someone can understand the transformation from working with you. I think you probably you don't have to mention any names, but I'd love to hear a story.
Let's talk about Bruce. Bruce was at the time 45-year-old attorney, corporate attorney, living in Manhattan. Two beautiful boys, beautiful wife, living in the Upper West Side of Manhattan, and just probably making $750,000 a year, working 20 hours a week, both in the States and in the UK. So just completely burnt out. He originally came to me when I was a personal trainer.
20 hours or how many hours?
About 20 hours.
Okay.
It was ridiculous. Like he would get time with his kids from around 10 p.m. till midnight.
That's insane.
When they fell asleep together, he would jump out of bed 4 a.m. Try to meet me at the gym at 5:30 in the morning.
Right.
We were both busy. We were good friends at the time. What we worked on with Peter was that, his main block came from when he was a kid and money was very tight. He felt that there was a responsibility to making money. If you could, you had to. There was no saying no. There was no balance. And so he tried to find balance in his life, which is really, it's the most ethereal thing. What is balance, right?
Yeah.
Like you have 5, 6, 7 kingdoms in your life that need to be tended to. How do you balance that? So it's mostly like we identified where he was falling short, what his strengths were, and where was the middle ground there? What could be removed, delegated, systematized? What things had to be said no to?
Yeah.
Where are your boundaries? Your boundaries and your standards, they're not just an idea, there's something you practice. If you don't practice them, they're not actual boundaries. Like, I'm going to tell my boss that I'm not doing this anymore, and you keep doing it. It's not a boundary of yours, it's a wish. So he got very serious on 3 core changes he wanted to make in a matter of about 6 months. His blood pressure plummeted. He ended up leaving his business, starting a private firm with 2 other partners that he known since college. Never really thought to ask them the right questions. Completely changed the way he was living. Went from that 20-ish hours a day towards more like 7, 8 targeted hours of work, 3 or 4 targeted hours with his boys, and time with his wife, which is one thing he did not. So while that was kind of tottering in the background, he had all these other dishes in the air trying to keep them spinning. Something was going to crash. They were all going to crash. So, long-winded story, like that is the kind of story that I typically way with my clients. It's really not just, they gained income or I lost some weight or, I feel better or I look better. It's more like, my life is going in the direction of the vision I have built for it. And maybe I didn't have a vision built before, but now I do.
So it sounds like not the executive summary, but a holistic like improvement overall. And one of the guys that used to work for me taught me automate, delegate, or eliminate, right? Like, and you really have to have an outside party to look at it, right? And to help you evaluate when you're in it, what's happening. And that is so critical, and have someone that you know, like, and trust that you can work with to do that. And so, I mean, if someone's hearing this go, I want that transformation, how do they identify in their life? What are some of the things that they're seeing that they would raise their hand and say, I need help?
It's a great question. Anytime you seem to be out of alignment, that's like you're saying yes to the thing that gets you 2 or 3 things on your list, really burning you up in the background, doesn't really work for you. That's out of alignment, right? When you know you're pushing an extreme in your life and you're like, wow, I'm being really extreme here, that's the hugest red flag.
Okay.
Because we're not made to live in extremes.
Yeah.
We're going to burn out one direction or the opposite direction. None of it works.
Yeah.
So when you start noticing those patterns are popping up, when there are elements of the day that you're like, if it's a day of the week or a certain time of the day or a certain activity that you have to do that just really doesn't sit right with you, your body's telling you right away. Your neurochemistry is prompting your body to say, hey, pay attention. Well, something's wrong here. And then look at the books you're reading right now. Look at the shows you're watching. And
what's going on in your mind that
you're associating with.
Yeah, I see that.
What do you share with them?
I see that. So let's give someone listening an actionable tip that they could take away with and improve their life today. Sure. So what would be like one thing that someone could focus on, do, and it will make an outsized impact?
The simplest thing you do is immediately in the morning, I would do 3 things. I would anchor the moment. I would take an action so I could drop into flow. So I'd probably wake up first thing in the morning, get out of bed, do 10 squats, 5 squats, 20 squats, whatever it is. Just move my body. Typically, it's walking up and down the stairs a couple of times to get you there, right? Then let's stop, take a deep breath in, 4 count, hold it for 4, exhale for 8. Then remember the one thing that I'm definitely getting done today, and then take one action towards that. Because all that is priming you for flight. And nothing else has been stealing your attention yet. Now, this is a challenge when you have small kids. It's a challenge when you're, doing the warrior dance thing.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But if you could take that one moment for yourself, first thing in the morning, the rest of the day belongs to you, and you can modulate everything else, fit everything else into place. But you're leading kind of process.
I love that. So, Enrique, how's the best way for someone to get in touch with you that might want to know more or find out more about your service?
Easiest way is to go to www.personaltitan.com, book a discovery call. It's free. It's 30 minutes. Set them a few hours during the week, so the hours get snapped up pretty quickly, but come in, let's talk. Let's take 30 minutes, do a quick diagnostic, little chat, get to know each other, and realize, is there an avenue that we can help you with? Which one of our services or products would be most aligned with your needs? And take it from there. And if you get some really great value out of the conversation, then I've won and I've done my job already.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on.
Great.
Thanks for coming to the Business Expo.